first question is, what is your full name?
Beryl Eugene Riley.
Okay. What name are you normally called?
I was went by Gene.
Okay. Were you ever in the military?
Yes.
World War II?
Yes.
Which branch?
U.S. Navy.
When did you serve? What year did you go in?
1943.
Okay, and where did you have your basic training?
Great Lakes, Illinois.
All
I
right.
was in from 43 to 46.
Okay, so you were in there, what,
35 and a half months, really.
Okay. Where did you go?
After Great Lakes?
Yes.
California.
All right.
A receiving station out in California, and there to another location, San Francisco. And they engaged me into the fleet post office there, sorting mail and so on, going to all the islands and ships and so forth.
Okay. That was in California?
Yeah, from about September around till 19th of December, I think I shipped overseas.
Okay. Where did you go when you went overseas?
Well, we was out 28 days. And my first stop was New Caledonia.
Okay.
You got that?
Well, I'm going to have to come back to you and find out how to spell it. Okay. Obviously, you were on a ship. What was the name of your ship? Do you remember? If you don't, that's okay.
The one I went across on was a USS Matthew Thornton, I believe.
Matthew Thornton?
Matthew Thornton.
Okay. So that would have been one that was named after notoriety?
I don't know.
Probably. Okay.
I might have known, but I don't now. Too long.
Okay. Where all did you go?
Where'd they go? All over the South and Southwest Pacific.
Were you on all the different islands?
Some of them, not all of them, of course. The last place of duty in the islands was Manus, M-A-N-A-S. And I was there in the fleet post office. I don't know how many years, 2, I believe.
Okay. All right. Tell me about what did you do in the post office? Sorted mail?
Yeah, there might be, this takes a long time though, there might be a whole big ship come in, and there might be a whole big hole full of nothing but mail bags. And they would unload that at the docks with the big nets and let them down in the trucks and so on. The trucks would bring in the fleet post office. And they had racks in there built from A to Z. And if any of these mail bags was like going to the Arizona, they was put in the A. And then it was our job to get those sacks out in racks and put them on a table. And you had a big bunch of mail bags back here already opened up and on hooks. A to Z, Arizona, Colorado, West Virginia, or if you went by person's name on USS so-and-so, whatever. You sorted the mail into separate sacks, because each of these sacks down over there might have 100 different ships in it. And we had to separate them, sort the mail.
So you had to sort it manually?
Yes, no machines.
Okay.
And direct it to the ships that the mail was supposed to go to.
Okay.
We undid what they did in the States. They just cram it all in a mail bag, and then we had to separate it for personal, just like addresses at home.
Okay. Okay. Did you receive any awards or medals?
Well, I did, but I didn't get them when I was separated. Things was So many men being separated and so on, we didn't get our medals. I think I got 3.
Okay.
And the rest of them I was thinking about writing in and get them placed in Missouri, but I've never done it.
Okay. All right. What are the medals that you're entitled to? What are the medals you are entitled to?
Well, I really don't know.
Okay. All right.
They do that, but the 3 that I got, I think one was a American Theater War and the Pacific Theater War, and the one ribbon with the starring was for the Consolidation of Northern Solomon Islands, and that's the only 3 I got. But there's more, but I never did get them.
Okay.
A lot of boys didn't.
Okay. Solomon Islands. Did you spend a lot of time there?
Yeah, all over.
Okay. Were you ever in any combat? Anything like that?
No, not really. I get close to it.
Okay.
Close enough, but there at Manus there was a USS Mount Hood anchored out in the harbor, and there was one lone Japanese plane dropped a little personnel bomb, and it was being unloaded into barges and brought to shore stuff off of that ship, and the little personnel bomb went right in the hull and blew up the ship. I mean, blew it up, period. I think there was 980 lives lost there. I got close enough.
Yeah, I'd say. Did you make a lot of friends while you were in there, people that maybe you kept in contact with after the war?
Well, I made a lot of friends. I never kept in contact with but a couple. I think one of them was up in Pennsylvania. Went to see him a time or two, and another one we wrote back and forth, sent Christmas cards, was from Iowa. Long. Once we didn't hear from him one Christmas, so we just put 2 and 2 together, you know.
Okay.
He was no longer with us or something.
Okay. What is your best memory of the war?
When I hit the West Coast and went in for supper and had ripe tomatoes.
You must like tomatoes then.
Yeah.
How long had it been since you saw a ripe tomato?
Oh, when I left stateside in November or December of '43, and I come back February. No, I got back December of '46 out there, so almost 3 years.
Can you describe the most significant event you witnessed? Now, I know you just mentioned that bombing of that ship, and
Yeah.
that was probably a significant event you witnessed.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you one.
Okay.
I probably here in town, I barely knew him by name prior to going in the Navy. We didn't see each other while we were in the Navy, and I wasn't acquainted with him. I just knew who he was. And there was 2 floating dry docks that's anchored out in the harbor there from Manus, and he was assigned to one of them. ABS 1 and 2, I believe, was they could float a damaged ship in there and then pump and raise the ship out of the water in this dry dock and work on it. And that was his duty out there. Well, I didn't know he was there, of course. So years later, we're down on the railroad, and he's a brakeman the same as I am. We're sitting one evening eating supper, and we got talking about Navy and when we got home and what we come home on. And we found out we was that close together overseas, but never seen each other. We come home on the same ship. We rode the same train from the West Coast to Grafton. But we didn't know it until we got to talk years later.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about your time there, your time in the war, or anything?
Oh, I don't know. It's been so long you forget.
Mrs. Riley, do you have anything you'd like to add, or? Okay. Were you two weren't married at the time he was in the war, were you? Were you?
No, you said 46, you come home. You was discharged in 46, February 46.
I came home in February 46, but I came to the West Coast about the 19th of December.
45.
Okay.
And they had us around there for a little while.
Yeah.
Anyway, I spent Christmas Day on the train after I left the West Coast.
Coming back to Grafton?
Yeah.
So you were on the train Christmas Day.
Yeah.
What did you have to eat? Did you have a Christmas dinner?
No, but there was a place, Butte, Montana, and it was late at night, like 11, and there was USO there in the station, and they told us on the train that they were going to stay open until that train arrived, and they'd have a little Christmas package of candy and apple and so on. And I stepped off the train, Butte, Montana, middle of the night, 27 below zero, my nose stuck together, been over in the tropics, freezing to death. I got back on the train, a couple of girls come through the coach and give us, the ones that didn't get off, and give us our little Christmas gift, you know. It was nice.
So you were used
3 days and 4 nights, I think, from Seattle, Washington to Grafton.
Okay, so that would have really been a big change in temperature for you coming
Oh,
from the
yeah.
tropics.
2.5 degrees off the equator to 27 below zero.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, is there anything else I should ask? Anything else?
Oh, probably lots of things, but I'll never think of them, you know.
Okay.
Too much time
Okay.
passed.
It's been a long time ago. Okay.
Could tell them what you had to eat over there.
Huh?
You could tell them what you had to eat for so long.
Yeah, what did you eat? What kind of meals did you have?
Rice and more.
Little
Yes.
difficulty. They couldn't get supplies in because of ships and Japs and so on, and I think they robbed all the rice that they had in Japan, because we had rice baked out in cakes, rice mixed with this and that and something else. I think we was on a rice diet for a month.
So let me ask you, have you eaten rice since?
I didn't for a long time, but I do now.
All right. How about tomatoes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Have you had some good tomatoes this year?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have, so.
Okay.